Hello everyone, I am Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the chapter 7, Code Optimization, lecture 1. So topics to be covered in this chapter are, first topic is what is code optimization, then code optimization techniques, loop optimization techniques, data flow analysis, and global common sub-expression elimination. And in this lecture, we'll learn what is code optimization and different code optimization techniques. So first, what is code optimization and why we needed it? Code optimization is the sixth phase of compiler. Code optimization is required to produce efficient target program. Means code optimization is used to produce the efficient machine code. So using code optimization, our code can be executed faster, so we can improve the code in terms of time complexity and space complexity. So here is phases of compiler. That first our source program will be passed to front end, and then the output of this front end will be stored in intermediate code, and then this intermediate code will be passed to code generation phase. Now where should code optimization perform? So there are two factors to apply optimization. That first, user can optimize the code, and second factor is compiler can optimize the code. So user can optimize the code at front end of compiler, means user can use efficient algorithm to improve the code to apply the code optimization. And compiler side, compiler can optimize the code. So before entering into code generation phase, code optimization should be performed. So intermediate code will be passed to code optimization phase. So code optimization phase will perform optimization techniques and it will improve our source program. So after optimizing that code, that optimized code will be passed to code generation phase. Then code generation phase will generate the machine code. So the advantage of code optimization phase is that the intermediate code can be optimized to produce efficient machine code. So the code optimization allows faster execution of source program by making minor modifications. So as we are performing optimization before entering into code generation phase, so our code will get execute faster and it will produce target program efficiently. Now we'll learn that how this code optimization can be performed, which are the techniques of code optimization. So code optimization techniques. Now these are the code optimization techniques. That first technique is compile time evaluation. Second technique is common sub-expression elimination. Third technique is copy propagation. Fourth technique is code motion. Fifth technique is reduction in strength. And sixth technique is dead code elimination. So first we will see that what is compile time evaluation. Compile time evaluation means shifting of computation from runtime to compile time, means the expression on which we can perform operation at compile time. So we'll compile that expression at compile time rather than at runtime. So there are two techniques to be used to obtain the compile time evaluation. First technique is folding and second technique is constant propagation. So first we'll learn that what is folding and how we can apply this folding technique. So in the folding technique, the computation of constant is done at compile time instead of runtime. Means as the value of constant will not get changed in the program, so we can evaluate the value of constant at compile time instead of runtime. Here the example that length equals to 22/7 multiplied by d. So here 22/7 is constant value. So it will not get changed in our program. So we need not to apply the operation on this constant value at runtime. We can evaluate this expression at compile time. So here folding is implied by performing the computation of 22/7 at compile time, because the value 22/7 will not get changed at runtime because this value is static. Now second technique is constant propagation. So in this technique the value of variable is replaced and computation of expression is done at compile time. For example, here is the variable pi equals to 3.14 and r equals to 5. Now area equals to pi multiplied by r multiplied with r. So in this expression, we can replace the value of this pi and r, and we can evaluate this expression at compile time instead of at runtime. Because here we are assigning static value to the variable, so it will not get changed at runtime. So we can evaluate this expression at compile time. So here at the compilation time, the value of pi is replaced by 3.14 and r by 5. Then computation of 3.14 multiply with 5 multiply with 5 is done during compilation. So these are the two techniques for compile time evaluation. First one is folding and constant propagation. So using these two methods, we can evaluate constant values at compile time instead of runtime. So our code can execute faster during runtime. Now next technique is common sub expression elimination. So what is common sub expression? Common sub expression is an expression appearing repeatedly in the program which is computed previously. Means it will appear repeatedly in the program which has been already computed in our program. So if the operands of this expression do not get changed at all, then the result of such sub-expression is used instead of recomputing it each time. Means if the operands in our sub-expression will not get changed until it appeared repeatedly, then we can eliminate that sub-expression. So we need not to recompute that sub-expression repeatedly. We'll see it by example that here is the 3 address code that T1 equals to 4 star I. Means the 4 star I value has been stored in T1. Then T2 equals to A of T1. Means T2 equals to A of 4 star I. T3 equals to 4 star J. Now again T4 equals to 4 star I. So here you can see that the value of 4 star I has not been changed until it is appeared at T4 expression. Means if the value of 4 star I is not changed before it appeared at instruction 4, then we can say that this expression is common sub expression. So we need not to compute 4 star I again in this expression. So we can eliminate this expression. So here you can see that we can reduce the instruction by applying common sub expression elimination technique. Now here we have eliminated T4 equals to 4 star I. So we need to change the T4 reference wherever we have applied T4. So here T5 equals to N. So there is no T4 used in this expression. So there will be no change in this line. T6 equals to B of T4 plus T5. So here T4 is used, but as we have eliminated this T4 because 4 star I has been evaluated in and the result has been stored in T1. So now we'll give the reference of T1 instead of T4. So in this expression, we'll give the reference of T1 as the result of 4 star I is being stored in T1. So T6 equals to B of T1 plus T5. So this is how we can eliminate the common sub expression appeared in the intermediate code. Now next technique is copy propagation. So copy propagation means use of one variable instead of another. Here is the example that x equals to pi and area equals to x multiply with r multiply with r. So here we are using the variable x. So first the value will be stored in pi and we are assigning this pi value to x and then we are using this x value. So there is no need to assign the value to another variable and then use this variable in the expression. We can directly use this value pi. Like we can directly apply the value variable pi to find the area. That area equals to pi multiply with r multiply with r. Here you can see that there is no need to apply, there is no need for this assignment. Area equals to pi multiply with r multiply with r. So there is no need of this assignment. We can directly use this variable. So we can use one variable instead of another using copy propagation method. Now next method is code motion. So optimization can be obtained by moving some amount of code outside the loop and placing it just before entering in the loop. Means we can perform code motion by moving some amount of code outside the loop, because if we are executing the expression in the loop, then it need to be computed every time the loop gets executed. So we can optimize the code by moving that code outside the loop and placing it just before entering in the loop. So this method is also called loop invariant computation. So here is the example that here while loop is used. So while I less than equals to max minus 1. So if this condition is true, then the loop will get executed and the code is sum equals to sum plus a of I. So here you can see that max minus 1 operation is being computed in this while loop. So this expression need to be executed each time this loop gets executed. So this is time consuming. So to reduce the time complexity, we need to move this code outside the loop and placing it just before entering in the loop, so that this code will get executed once and it will get result each time the while loop get executed. So here you can see that we have moved the expression maximum minus 1 outside the while loop and we have stored it in one variable n. So n equals to max minus 1. Now while I less than equals to n, so we'll get the result of max minus 1 each time we'll execute this while loop. So this is how we can move the code outside the loop and we can reduce the time complexity. Now next technique is reduction in strength. So priority of certain operator is higher than others. For instance, strength of star is higher than plus. So in this technique, the higher strength operators can be replaced by lower strength operators and we get the same result which we can get with using higher strength operators. So here is the example that for loop for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 50, I plus plus and count equals to I multiply with 7. So for I equals to 1, we can get count 1 multiply 7 means for I equals to 1 count will be 7. Then for I equals to 2 count will be 14. So for I equals to 3 count will be 21. So we can get the output of count like 7, 14, 21 and so on. So here we are getting the output of the table of 7 and the loop will get executed until the I will become 50. So we can get the same result by using lower strength operator. So here we have used multiplication operator So we can use the operator plus and can get the same result we are getting with multiplication operator. So here is the example. So here we have used plus operator instead of multiplication. So we have assigned temporary value to 7 and for I equals to 1, I less than 50, I plus plus. Now count equals to temporary. So count will be 7 as temporary value is 7. So for I equals to 1 will get count 7. So here in this example we are also getting the 7 output for I equals to 1, that for I equals to 1 count equals to 7. Now temporary equals to temporary plus 7. So as temporary equals to 7, so now temporary will become 14. So now for I equals to 2, count will be 14. Same in this example, for I equals to 2, count is 14, that 2 multiply with 7. So here also count equals to 14 and here also for I equals to 2, count will be 14. Now temporary equals to 14. So new temporary value will be 14 plus 7 means 21. So for I equals to 3, count will be 21. So here we are getting same value for count 7, 14, 21 and so on for star operator and also for plus operator. So we should use plus operator instead of star operator if we are getting same result by using lower strength operators. Okay, so this is how we can perform strength reduction and we can get same result. Now, last technique is dead code elimination. So the variable is said to be dead at a point in a program if the value contained into it is never been used. Means if the value in a program it's been never used, then we can say that the variable is dead. And if it is being used in program subsequently, then we can say that that variable is live. So the code containing such variable supposed to be dead code. So we need to remove that dead code from our program. So here is the code that I equals to 0 and here is the if condition that if I equals to 1, then the loop will get executed and a equals to x plus 5 operation will get computed. So as we have assigned 0 value to I, so 0 is constant static value. So I will never get equals to 1. So this loop will never get executed as I equals to 0 and it will never get 1 in this program because this value is static. So this code is dead code as this code will never get performed during execution. So we need to remove this dead code to perform the optimization. So if a statement is a dead code as this condition will never get satisfied, hence this statement can be eliminated and optimization can be done. So this is how we can eliminate the dead code from our source program. So these are the 6 techniques of code optimization. So in this lecture we have learned what is code optimization and different code optimization techniques. Thank you.